Heya, heya. I hope everyone is doing good. I'm just gonna give it a few and see if anyone pops on, and then we're gonna start. I do apologize for being actually not as bad as I thought I was gonna be, but about 35 minutes late. It's been a rough afternoon, evening, so I do apologize. Hey, hold on one sec. Hey everyone. Yay, everyone's popping on. I love it. Yeah, and again, I do apologize for being behind schedule. I did put it up in the comment or in the event so that way everyone was aware. It was a long day. I wasn't expecting my oldest to get as sick as he did at an actual wrestling tournament, so it was a rough night. But one's settled down and asleep, and the other one's just acting crazy, like always. Hey, mama. Yeah, the husband just walked in. You good? You good? I'm just checking. Just to let you know I'm live. Okay?
You're live?
Yes. Okay? Yes. I have to warn. Behave. Behave. I'm live. Behave. Yeah, I'm live, babe. All right. So tonight we are actually going to talk about Morpheus. So the god of dreams and nightmares in a form. So here's the kicker, is a lot of people think that he is, the only, when it comes to, as far as Greek mythology, he's the only one that, deals with the dreams. The thing is, he's not. There's a lot of breakdowns. There's a lot of paraforms that help and assist him. But he was promoted to the king level, I guess you can say, of the dreams because of his abilities that a lot of his siblings did not have. So it's one really cool fact about Morpheus. Now, I will say this. There is that TV show on Netflix called Morpheus, right? Is it called Morpheus? Yes, Morpheus. Surprisingly, they did a really good job at giving similarities as far as personality-wise and his stress that he went through and all the things that he had to do to be in charge. However, it's not all 100 factual, okay? So I know a lot of us probably watched it. I know I did. I enjoyed it nonetheless. But there are some facts that are true and some facts that aren't. So some things I'll bring to light on that. But I will give you a little bit of run through and breakdowns. I'll give you some, of the basic stuff. What he's good. Why would you invoke him for things? Why would you call to him? What are some good offerings for him? And then some symbolism, because that's always a good thing too. But Morpheus is a Greek god, okay? Yes. Oh, the Sandman. That's what it's called. The Sandman. See, I'm I know it's called Morpheus. The Sandman. You were correct, Ronnie. I appreciate that. I watch a lot of different random stuff, so I do apologize if I call things incorrectly. All right. So, like I said, Morpheus is the Greek god of dreams and nightmares. So say, he is the king level. So they also know him as the messenger to Zeus himself through dreams, okay? And Morpheus got that level of being reign supreme when it comes to the dream realm because he had a very unique ability that a lot of his siblings did not. And that was he was able to communicate with not just the average person, but he had the ability to communicate with lords, kings, and other gods. So he was very good at his tasks that were set for him. Now, he does have a human form, and he does take on human form well. He can pretty much shapeshift. He is a shapeshifter. And I know a lot of people really didn't realize that. But like all gods, they can take a human form. He was good at taking multiple forms. His real form, so says the actual like lures and the stories and myths, is he's actually a winged demon, or a winged beast, as they also say. Hey! Hey, everyone. So he is actually a winged beast or demon. But a lot of people, if they actually had the honor to see him in their dreams, he took the form of whatever was not as scary, unless he was giving you a nightmare, or one of his siblings was giving you a nightmare. So I always thought that was really cool too. So little like quick facts. If you see me looking down, I'm just trying to stay on track so I don't forget anything that I wanted to say to you guys. And you will see me jump around because I'm really good at that. So my new people, I do apologize. Do apologize for this. Oh, it was a great namesake for the show. It really was. I mean, because it's true. Sand, and see, here's my rant. So like sand in general is soothing. So if you get one of those little hourglasses that have the sand, but the ones that you can actually hear the sand sliding through, or even if you watch sand slide through one of those hourglasses, it's very calm, it's very in tune, and it actually can put you to sleep, like hypnosis, which is really funny because hypnosis actually comes from Morpheus's father's name, Hypnos, which was the actual god of sleep. Not the god of dreams, but actual god of sleep. Key facts, love things. Oh no! Try going out, Casey, and then try coming back in. I've had to do it before. Don't feel bad. And I know there's a couple of people that we've had to do that too. So, where was that? Oh, Morpheus's father's name was Hypnos, the god of sleep. Which then was the son of Zeus himself. Which, Zeus loved his son. How unfortunately, Hera did not. Which throws a lot of stories of how Morpheus helped his father. But then again, there's other stories that technically Morpheus helped Hera control his father through dream state, or put his father sleep in the lures. But we're not going to get too much into that, because if you want to read the mythologies on it, I highly recommend them. Anything on Morpheus is fantastic to read, and great mythology. Oh, Casey, I'm sorry. Oh. Okay. So, where was that? So the son, Morpheus, father, Hypnos, mother. So the mother, and I hope I pronounce this properly, trying to see if I can say this right. Pasia. There we go. Pasia. Pathia. There we go. Pathia. Those dang Theas. What's wrong? Okay, well, you want it out, so let it go out. One kid's sick with the flu, the other one with a bad ear infection. You must have had water from the shower or something, drainage. That's a good thing. Take it out so in there. Well, you're going to have a little bit, and do not go upstairs and put a Q-tip in there, please. You don't want that. You could damage the drum. What? Don't put a Q-tip in there. Okay, I'm so sorry. Sidetracked. I'm so sorry. They do that so well to me. Pathia. Okay. Pathia, the goddess of relaxation and rest. Sorry, I'm getting totally sidetracked. So that was Morpheus's mother's name. You don't hear as much with her, just in hand stories with Hypnos, the father. He did have brothers. Actually, he had tons of brothers, but there are two very specific ones that were very important to him. However, his family, brotherage and sisterage, were also known as the Oniri. Yes, Oniri. Honorees. O-N, and remember, this is Greek, so it's O-N-E-I-R-O-I, but it's pronounced on-e-re. On-e-re. Okay? I actually had to look that up, watch YouTube videos, and make sure I pronounced it correctly. Oniri are actually what dreams are called. So they're spirits of dreams, as some say. Some lores call them the siblings of Morpheus. Some just say that's the general title of Hypnos' children, the Oniri, but they are also known as dreams. Okay. Let's see. I'm not gonna get into his two siblings that create just as much as he does yet. But Hypnos actually means, Hypnos, oh my gosh. Morpheus is also known as Morph, which then represents and means the actual to be asleep. Okay? But it's said when people who would sleep in the arms of Morpheus, they would dream about their future or coming events, which is really cool because if you actually invoke him in any type of like chant or something, and you're trying to, you know, I'm not gonna say see the future, but see what is to come in a sense, without actually knowing a future, maybe a path or something. Invoking Morpheus and, you know, asking him to lay with you can help see upcoming events. So it's an idea, just so you know. We don't need to worry about that. So Morpheus is technically considered the leader of his siblings, the Oniri. He and his brothers were the personified spirits of dreams, they say. So like I said, they're dreams, just a couple of them had stronger abilities, which gave them a name. Because, like I said, the other siblings don't really have a name. They just go by the honorees of this, the honorees of that. But 3 siblings did receive names. Morpheus being number 1. His brother, let's see if I say this right, Phobitor, which also represents having a phobia and having very scary-ish type of dreams. And then his other brother, which is Thanatos. We're gonna go with that. Thanatos. But he created very unreal and phantom-like dreams. So, falsehood. A lot of falsehood type of dreams. So those are the 3 siblings that actually received names, which I thought was really cool because I'm sitting here, I'm like, all right, I don't really know of any other like god that didn't give their children names that were actual gods. And then I'm sitting there looking, I couldn't find any others besides in this Greek mythology. So I thought that was really cool. So I missed if Morpheus is a god or demigod. Okay, so technically he is a god, because both of his parents are full gods. He's not a demigod like a lot of people do believe. But, nope, there is no but. That's, I was gonna break it down as in like how he has very strong abilities from the dreams, but technically because his father is the god of sleep and his mother is the goddess of relaxation and rest, created a huge siblingship where the Omniries come from. But only 3 of them have very powerful abilities that were, you know, obviously to create the dreams themselves was definitely Morpheus. The same thing with the nightmares. But then his siblings, Phobe, I'm breaking it down. Phobitor, but I'm not gonna try and say other name properly because I'm not even gonna say I know how to pronounce Greek properly without having to say it a million times over and over and over and over and over again. But we're gonna go with Phobe. creates like phobia style dreams and very scary style dreams. And I didn't say nightmares, I said it's very scary, like more, you know, kind of feels like you're actually falling off a cliff, or actually feels like you're kind of drowning, those kind of dreams. And then the other sibling, Phantom, we'll call him because that's what it is, he gives you very unrealistic types of dreams. And sometimes it's kind of like you're not really you, like a phantom, like you're a phantom in your own dream kind of thing. So that's where the whole realistic dreams come from. I notice I'm having a struggle with my words today, and I think it's because I'm so scatterbrained. So I do, once again, apologize, guys. I love you guys. I know what I'm actually talking about. Put me in front of the camera, and I go, ooh, what do I need to say? All right, so let's break it down to some stuff that I don't really need to read notes on. All right, so his father, Hypnos, had 1,000 children. I always thought that was pretty interesting. So Morpheus has a very high patience level for his siblings. The honorees were dark, winged spirits who flew forth every night to bring both true and false dreams to mankind, as well as nightmares. Pluto, Anubis, down, down. Kittens. Kitten kick and kittens. While the major gods of Olympus are unique and they're very complex, which we already know, they represent nearly everything in the world a human experience includes, where it comes to ideals, vices, emotions, wants, needs. And that's where the honoree come from. That's where Morpheus comes from. Like, they're very in tune with the human body, with the human emotion, with just them as a whole. See if I missed anything. Honoree was the Greek word for dream, which I already kind of said that. Trying to cut out stuff that really, I know a lot of people don't really care too much. Hold on a minute, I'm sorry. Okay. First of all, any questions while I'm trying to not be scatterbrained? They got me all discombobbled. Like, it's bad. All right. So I do have a little myth that I thought was really interesting, and I thought something that you guys would be able to connect a lot with. So I'm going to read it. It's not very long. I promise it's like that short, so don't worry. But this deals with the dreams, or the honorees, and their father, to kind of give you an idea of how everything worked as far as myth goes. So each night, the honoree would emerge from the palace of Hypnos and pass through one of two gates. Morpheus would pass through the gate made of horn, which represented true or divine dreams. His brothers would pass through the second gate, which was made of ivory and represented dreams without true meaning. The Greek words for ivory and deceive are very similar, which I thought was pretty cool. Morpheus slept in a cave full of poppy seeds while shaping mortal dreams. That was something I also wanted to tell you about. So, does anyone want 2 cats? 2 kittens? They're free. Because they won't stay off my counter, and I don't like that stuff. So, the whole thing about the gate is a reason why I want to bring that up is because I'm always about entering another realm. Here's my little rant, ready? I'm always about those ones where I'm saying, like, you know, when you enter another realm, you need to do so through some type of doorway or gate. I'm trying to find something to throw at this cat. nailed her. It was just a mechanical pencil. I promise I didn't hurt her. Just scared her. So the gates have very symbolic meaning to me. So I always feel like if you want to enter somewhere, have a key, have a gate, have a doorway, have a portal open, right, to access that next level, or I should say that next world. It's the same thing what Morpheus had to go through. However, if you look at the hierarchy, the rank structure of a lot of things, it's kind of what Morpheus had to go through too. He could only go through a very specific type of gate to access very specific dreams and nightmares, where his brothers, because they were non-realistic based type of dreams or phantoms or phobias that they were trying to give to us humans, they had to go through a different gate to access those because they were set separately, as in one's more realistic and the other one's not. So that's a big difference between Morpheus and his brothers. He gives you that foresight. Sometimes he'll throw little information into your dreams and kind of be like, hey, you might need to look at this, or hey, you might need to think of this, or hey, let's go to this place together and have a chat, or you need to see someone in that place. Where his siblings were more of a, let me scare you a little bit. Let me bring out the worst case fear that you have, which is an unrealistic fear, but we're going to bring it out and just make you feel like you didn't get any sleep. Things like that. So I always thought the gate thing was very interesting because they never entered the same gates. Like they were their own separate entities, and I really thought that was really cool. Who would you call on just to help you go to sleep better? Insomniac here. Well, honestly, Morpheus. I would definitely not call on his siblings or any of the Omnaries, but definitely Morpheus. And the reason why I say that is because there's actually a few lures of Hera calling on Morpheus to put his father, Hypnos, asleep, so that way Hera can get revenge on Hypnos because, well, one, Hera didn't like any of Zeus's children, and Hypnos was a descendant of Zeus. So once again, Hera's being Hera and tries to go after him. So they used they used Morpheus to put his own father asleep multiple times, actually. So yeah, I would definitely call on Morpheus himself to help you with sleep. However, never call on a god unless you don't have a real reason, and just being able to go to sleep won't really count because now you're just wasting his time. And God, that sounds so harsh when I say that. But who calls on a deity, though, when you don't have a real reason or a need for it? Now, if you call on him and say, I need to sleep because I'm not being able to, receive messages and I haven't been able to connect with my higher self or anything like that, then maybe that might be okay to call on him. But just saying like, hey, I just want to sleep. I haven't slept in forever. I think you might actually piss him off. Ooh, Facebook, be nice. You might anger him and you don't really want to do that. That's a bad thing because then you might never get any sleep. You know what I mean? And he's just one of those really good ones that you want to call to get those messages, whether they're good messages or whether they're bad messages. Does that make sense? Oh, no worry, Pixie. Hera disliked his kids because wasn't Zeus unfaithful. Zeus was extremely unfaithful. I mean, he had so many demigods, he had so many just god children, he slept around so much. So much. So she had every right to be upset, especially because, it was supposed to be, in her mind, just the two of them. But, Zeus was never satisfied with just one. He wanted to taste all the sweets there were, mortal and god related. So yes, you're correct. Hypnos The god of sleep, yes, he can help with insomnia. But again, you never call, and again, don't take this the wrong way, guys. And again, take whatever I say, or don't take whatever I say. It's totally fine. I will never say, hey, just for insomnia, call on the gods. Have a reason. Have a reason. Explain why. Why do you need sleep? Even if it's to say, like, hey, because I need to keep my sanity, or I'm losing my freaking mind, then that's one thing. But never, never, never call on a god for a mundane task. That's what I was trying to say earlier, Tanessa. I'm so sorry. I was trying to find the best way to say it, and I couldn't think of the way. It's a mundane task to them just to help us sleep without having a reason to need that sleep. Even if you call on Hypnos or Morpheus, it doesn't matter. Don't call. And this is a side chat, which is really funny because that's how our podcast kind of goes half the time. But I'm a very avid believer on never summon, call on, invoke, evoke anything. Deity related, spirit related, demonic related, angelic related without having a real reason to do it. It is very, very scary. It doesn't matter if I put out a glass of wine for him. It doesn't matter if I throw $1,000 at him. It doesn't matter if I give him coins or if I give him actual gold. Never call on a deity, in my personal opinion, for a mundane task. It's not their responsibility to put you to sleep, but if there's a reason you need to go to sleep, that's one thing. And again, I told you I'm gonna go on rants all the time. And you take my information or you don't. We already know how I am, and I go on these rants all the time. But I have my beliefs, just like you have your beliefs. And that's one of my strongest things is I tell new witches all the time too. And I'm not saying anyone here is new, but I'm saying like when I go out places or someone asks my opinion that is a new witch, it's one of the biggest things. Like, oh, I'm gonna call it Aphrodite just so I can make so-and-so fall in love with me. Huh? What? First of all, why would you call it Aphrodite? I got so many others that would be a better option because she's spiteful. But know what you're doing, have your intention, and be very thorough on it. I see comments. Hold on. Right. Oh, another one. Offerings include in your altar for Hypnos and for respect, then he will reward with respectful sleep. When do you stop being a new witch? That's a fantastic question, actually, Casey. When would you stop being a new witch? No one can tell you, like you could say traditionally, a year and a day from when you actually pick up your practice. You stop being the new witch title. But in reality, I, in my beginning years, stopped and came back and stopped and had a big issue and then came back eventually. So I never had a full year and a day right off the rip. It wasn't until like 4 months later that I picked everything back up and just stuck with it. Honestly, you are the only person that actually can decide that. Because it's when you're going to feel comfortable to say, I know the basics. And I mean basics, because as a witch, you should always be learning. You should always be taking information from everyone and then pulling little bits from here and there and there and there and there and there and there, making it your own. But again, abiding by closed practices, beliefs too, because you don't want to offend anyone either. Because there's a big thing when it comes to closed practices and the difference between, you know, the past closed practices and the nowadays closed practices. So honestly, traditionally, it's a year and a day. And that even counts as a coven also. That's how most covens start. They're not an official coven until a year and a day, and you're an initiate for a year and a day. But it's the same aspect when you're even solitary. It's usually a year and a day from you when you officially say, okay, I'm starting my practice now. and then go from there. But honestly, you honestly will decide that. That's kind of your thing. It's when you feel comfortable enough to be like, okay, I do know the basics. Or I have a million books to help me with the basics. Chrissy says, never. I've been practicing all my life, but I learn new things from this group daily. And I mean, I 100% agree with Christy, because you're technically always going to be a new witch. But if you want to stop using that title to people, then only I think you should be the one to actually decide that. Yeah. And Gina just confirmed it. See, the whole year and the day is a Wiccan tradition. Like I said, it's a tradition things. But a lot of people do use it. Like my coven, we use it for initiates, a year and a day. It's just easier to keep track, a full year cycle. But I mean, I've been practicing 9 going on 10 years officially. I'm 35, gonna be 36 here soon, or maybe I'm already 36. I really don't remember. Age lapse just keeps going. I never know what time it is. But I've technically been studying and researching Greek mythology to start, and Roman mythology hardcore when I was 16. Started actual practicing at 18, and then off and on, and yeah. But I've officially, like, from start and haven't stopped with any gaps for 9 going on 10 years now. So it's really your choice. Like I said, I've been in this field for a very long time. My mom, 35. Thanks, Mom. I never know if I'm 35. My kids even tell me. They're like, Mom, you're 35. I'm like, am I? Okay. I thought I was 25. Casey says, I just feel there's so much to learn and so many different practices to learn. There are, and there always will be, and there always will be new ones too, because people, based on their culture and where they live and how they do things, new practices will always uproot in some form. So we'll always be taking from something, but honoring and respecting the culture that did have it originally is the key thing too. But yeah, definitely. Okay, let me get back on Morpheus here a little bit so I can bump to some of the other fun things you can do. And I got a little show and, well, a tiny show and tell. We'll go with that. All right, so Morpheus liked to sleep in a cave full of poppy seeds. So poppy seeds is a fantastic offering, by the way, for Morpheus. Just a little side note. This is rumored to be why the opium-based medications for like severe pain help put people in a very calm state, if not a sleep state, like morphine. So that's a little key factor I thought was really cool. Poppies have also been used to treat insomnia due to their hypnotic properties. Another key fact, if that always helps. Right, so Nessa, I'm always learning too. Listen, I learn from all the others, and I learn from my pen pals and random strangers, and I love it. I love also being put in my place sometimes too, when I think of something one way and then have a new view on it by the time my conversation is done. That's what I love. I'm a debater too. So like, you give me good information, and I'm gonna debate it based off of what I've been taught or told. And I love to see the angles or the circles around it. So it's always a lot more fun that way too. Some people sometimes think like, I feel like you only see one side. No, I don't. Ask Gina. She knows very well. Ask Kathy. Actually, ask anyone. I see all sides. I believe and play with all sides. But at some point, I have to agree with something, or I have to have a strong belief in something. So that's where I use my intention to pick. Like gatekeeping and close practices, even God spousing. I pick a side, but I understand all sides. So that's always the key thing too. All right. So did you guys know that like the land of the dreams isn't in some high-rise sky place? It's not like up by Olympus and, you know, there's no beautiful clouds or anything like that. It's actually the land of the dreams. It's actually located in the underworld. Did you know that? Because I thought it was really cool and I found that out too. It's actually located in the underworld. And the only way you could access it is by that river with the boat. And you gotta pay an offering if you try and skate your little butt over there, just so you know. Gina says, facts. She sees and respects multiple views, but she does hold firm to those that gel with her moral compass and practices. Facts. Facts. She knows very well. All right, so let's see. Okay, other family members. Nyx is actually his grandmother, the goddess of the night or the deity of the night. And I know a lot of people work with Nyx, but yes, Morpheus is related 100% to her. Also, Thanatos is Morpheus's uncle, which Thanatos is also, what'd you say, the god of death? Yes. No. Yes. The god of death. So Thanatos is Morpheus's uncle. Nyx is his grandmother. Look at this. You see everything's like pinning together? So one really cool thing about Morpheus is, you know, that technically only the main Olympian gods could visit Olympus, right? But Morpheus and his family can always visit Olympus too. They have that Grand Supreme, and that's where his bloodline comes in and pass. Now, even though Morpheus could visit all of them, only the main gods on Olympus could visit the land of the dreams in the underworld. And here's why. It's because his gate was actually guarded very heavily by what they consider two fearsome monsters. You see how I do that? Because I hate calling things monsters because I work with monsters in a way. And so I don't like the word because that's very not fitting, because nothing is always as it seems. Another topic on another day. But they would materialize the fears of those who try to pass through uninvited. The river of forgetfulness and the river of oblivion were also located in the land of dreams. There's the rivers that I was telling you. Well, I said the river, but the river you have to cross, you got to pay a toll. But yeah, the beasts made you see things and live your fears if you were uninvited. So you actually had to be invited by Morpheus and his family to be able to actually visit the land of the dreams. It wasn't just a place you could show up and like, hey, would you like to have a wine night? Or, hey, let's go have some brews. Yeah, no. No, you had to be invited. Ooh, another fun fact. I always forget about this one. So, you know, gods are very passionate about finding a true love, finding their mate. Yeah, I'm using werewolf terms. Finding someone to be their goddess or their god. Morpheus, on the other hand, was considered one of the most busiest, because remember, he was a messenger of Zeus. He was considered the busiest of all the deities. Therefore, he never had a wife at all. That sucks. Like, at all. Like, he was that busy, in and out of dreams, in and out of nightmares, that he never actually took a wife. So, Morpheus, by the myths, never took a wife. So, Gina, for God spousing, I would love to see if someone says, Morpheus, I'm God spouse to Morpheus. Be like, no, I don't think so. Can't be. little extra thing you should write down so I don't forget. We should talk about that. Because I bet you there's a TikToker, and I'm going to look later, that says that they are God spousing with Morpheus. Because I'm going to call BS on that one. Just saying. You guys will see when you see the podcast of why we say what we say sometimes.
Do you know the movie where there's this giant creature and there's this guy in a truck and the creature helps him get away? I was watching the movie of it. I don't know what it called, a big creature at the end.
With a blue truck?
Yeah, the one.
That was, I think it's called Monster, actually.
Yeah, I was watching it.
Yeah, I think it's on TV, honey.
I was watching on YouTube.
Oh, you watched the movie on YouTube?
This YouTuber makes movies.
Oh, I gotcha. Cool. He says now you could do your live. Yeah, let me know. I need a good book on Greek mythology. You know what? I personally don't have any books on Greek mythology because I haven't studied Anubis. No. I haven't studied Greek mythology since I was very young. I just used to practice with Ares, the god of war. I used to practice with Hades, the god of the underworld. I had a hate relationship with Poseidon. I think that's because I worked with Hades and he hated his siblings, Poseidon and Zeus. So because I worked with those two deities for so long, I haven't read a book on them in forever. Like forever. But let me see if I could find you something. What is there something very specific you want? Because that's always the big thing. And Amazon's a great place to find books, by the way. But always read the reviews because there's a lot of them that BS you. 1 second. A lot of books will BS, but I will look. If you tell me like what you or do you want like a book on like multiple mythologies? Let me know, and I'll see what I can find out for you. And that's what, and I love that you said that, Casey. We really do try and give you a little bit, because I can sit here, if you wanted a lecture, I can sit here and lecture you on like things that I work 24/7 with. But like I haven't worked with Morpheus in a very long time, and I'll explain when the last time I actually worked with Morpheus was. But my coven sisters and I are right now actually working this week with dreams, so it's really good and fun and coincidental that I'm doing a Morpheus live the same week we are doing our dream exercises. But we give you that start off point, and then we hope that you kind of run with it. Because I'm always the person that says that, yeah, I can sit here and tell you a million things, but you kind of need to do the research yourself because you need to pick and choose what you want to put in your practice, if that helps. Okay, so let's get into some fun stuff, like the associations and some, devotions and offerings and stuff. All right, so Morpheus has a million nicknames, by the way. Just some of my favorite. Sandman. Okay. Then you have Shaper of Dreams, Shaper of Forms, Lord of Shapes, Prince of Stories, Dream Giver, Sleep's Guest, Lord Shaper, Father of Dreams, Lord of the Night, He Who Tells Mortal Stories, Form Shaper, and Shadow Maker. Just a few names he's had over the years, but Morpheus is his actual Greek name. Of course, it's pronounced a little different in Greek, but Morpheus. So some animals that are associated with him. No. Just because someone knocked. Don't be knocking like that. You'll get the dog started, please. Animals. So cats, fireflies, moths, butterflies, raccoons, wolves, and crows are all associated with Morpheus. Now, wolves, raccoons, and butterflies are also associated with Hypnos also, just so you know. His colors are black, blue, gold, purple, silver, and red. His crystals that he likes to associate with are amethyst, hematite, lapis lazuli, and how do I say this? Herkimer diamond? Herkimer diamond? You know what I mean. Very expensive diamond, by the way. I found that out when I was trying to get one. The celestial body that it follows is the actual moon. He represents the nighttime. That's no surprise considering dreams and sleep. Even though people can sleep in the daytime, it's always his night. The direction is west, the element is water. The incense he chooses is opium and lavender. So obviously opium because, hello, we already discussed that, and lavender because it is very good for being calming. Now, I also like to associate chamomile with him as well, but that's to your own choice. I think chamomile is a fantastic type of sleep herb. Actually, any type of herb that puts you in that very, just like his mother, relaxation, calmness type of mood is fantastic because it's still in his bloodline. Just like anything that is sleepy sleep falls in line with his father, the god of dreams, the god of sleep. So it really does not matter what the herb is or what the incense is. Anything that revolves around sleeping, dreaming, feeling calm, feeling relaxed goes fantastic with Morpheus, just so you know. He follows the new moon more so because it blacks out the sky completely, so there is no light. He prefers no light. Hence he lives in the underworld too, which is not, bright. The two numbers that he favors are 6 and 7. Dandelion seed, by the way, is also one of his favorites too. Season is winter time because it is the darker time of the season. The sun that he follows, the zodiac sign that he follows is Pisces. Some things that he likes to rule over. So like things that you can call upon him to help you in, some things that he will answer you through also are as follows. Obviously, dreams. That's no surprise. Even daydreaming, I'm a daydreamer. I can drive and dream in my little pretty mind a whole scene of something that is completely fantasy based. I'm a queen in a castle and my knight in shining armor comes to save me kind of thing. And I can do it while I'm driving and I'm daydreaming. That's what I'm doing. Lucrative dreaming, meditation, astral travel. That's a fantastic one because that's where you're going to get a lot of answers from him one-on-one. Your imagination in general, creativity in general. So if you're painting even, it's really good to paint. And I know a lot of people, let me phrase that. I don't know if a lot of people actually do this, but if you actually intuitive paint while being slightly in a lucrative state, it's usually represented as his messages. If you're working with him, that is. Anything that deals with wishes, because dandelions are one of his flowers that he likes too. What happens when dandelions turn to their dark side? The white one, the petals where you blow on them and send wishes to the universe. Or you catch them, you catch, a wish, and then you wish on it, blow it back out. Dandelions too, so he's very good on wishes. Divination, of course, he loves, connecting through divination as well. Other things that associate with him are feathers, wings, because technically he has wings. Remember, he's very demonic or demonized in some form, or he's a beast, a monster. So wings, demonic wings, not angelic wings. Skeleton keys, just like Hecate. Stars, the night itself. Horns, ivory, tea, baths, and sweet coffee. So obviously the baths you have to utilize with herbs. Tea, associates with herbs to put you in that calm and meditative state. So things like that. Okay. Questions so far? Yes, very much like automatic writing, for sure. All right. Now, some offerings and some devotions, some things you can do with him. So, like my coven is doing right now, track your dreams. Have a dream journal. Write what you've seen. Even if it was the very last part of the dreams that you caught, write it down. Try and interpret it later, or ask someone to help you that's really good with dream interpretations. Horrible. I'm sitting here looking at my own dream journal from this week, trying to figure out where this certain one came from, which I'm hoping maybe one of my coven sisters can break it down for me. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't remember the very end of it, but I remember the detail of what this creature looked like in its whole form, and the tone and the breath and just the emotion. It's things like that, because they have messages. There's reasons. The dreams that you cannot forget, no matter how silly sometimes they might seem or scary, if you wake up and remember it, there's a reason why you were meant to remember it. Write it down. Even if you don't even look at it like till weeks, months later, you have it written down. Put a date on it. Interpret it like that, okay? So dream journal, yes. Try and get enough sleep for Morpheus if he tries to communicate with you, because if you are overly tired, and I've seen this a million times because I've done it. If you're overly tired, you will be in such a deep sleep that you will not dream. It does something with your brain, but when you're overly tired and you finally fall asleep, I wake up the next going, I didn't even feel like I slept. Like, I just remember closing my eyes and now I'm awake again, because that's how tired you can get. Turn off your electronics 1 hour before bed. It gets you in a better deep sleep, as far as dream deep sleep, not the overly tired one. So turn off all your electronics. And I'm a bad one for this because I read on my phone, so my electronics are always there. Because my husband falls asleep usually before I do, and so it's hard to have the side light on to read an actual book, so I always read off my phone. Probably why my dreams are always off. Perform some type of evening ritual if you want to converse with him. You create an oil, a dream oil like this one. I don't use it very often, as you can tell, because it's all in there, but this is a form of anointing oil. You could anoint it with your candles, or you can, Draga, you're dreaming. See, talking about dreams and my dog's over dreaming. Draga! Honey, come on, it's a nightmare. Okay, yeah, I see you. You see me now. I see you, you see me. I love you. Make this, this is also really good for your body too. You can actually rub it on parts behind your ear. You can rub a little bit on your chest. You can put it on your third eye if you'd like. It's your call, but make a form of oil, a dream oil. See, I have a little eye on it. And this is really good because this is solely for Morpheus, and this was actually for Morpheus. Get a candle, or create a candle, or buy a candle, or just get a regular candle. Make it Morpheus's candle. Only light it at nighttime before dreams. Let's see what else. But perform some type of ritual. Light that candle. Burn that incense. They have opium incense, guys, everywhere. There's tons of it. Get that, or get a lavender one. They even have poppy scented ones, okay? Light some of those. Call to him. Ask him a question, or, see if he'll communicate with you through your dreams. If you're doing astral travel, you definitely want to do, beginning spell work beforehand, because you got to put yourself in that state. Unless you're awesome like that and you could go straight into an astral travel. I cannot. I'm still working on astral travel. I noticed I end up places I probably shouldn't end up, and I don't know where I am, so I kind of stopped trying until I get a better pull on it. And I'll be the first to admit, I'm not an expert in anything. I slide by in my practice like, oh, Figured it out today. Okay, cool. That one's off my list. Let's work on the next 999 things I'm trying to figure out in witchcraft. Learn and practice lucrative dreaming or meditation in that sleep form. Write a letter to Morpheus before you go to sleep. Drink a tea associated with calmness, sleeping, or dreaming, but make sure you relate it to Morpheus and not his father, Hypnos. Take some crystals or any type of minerals associated with dreams, place them underneath your pillow, on your nightstand, okay, anywhere that's around you. Make a dream sachet. They're fantastic and very easy to make. Did someone make a dream sachet? I think so. I think one of my girls already made a dream sachet live. So check in on that and how to make one. Make a dream one. Put it underneath your pillow, okay? Create stardust or dream sand. It's not hard. It's actually really easy and a lot of fun. Get some things that he's related to, you know, place them all around you. So like a feather or a horn. Put a feather inside your pillow. Maybe get some, well, we already said, you know, make a tea. But like if you just want to put some herbs, burn some herbs related to him, do that beforehand. Get that scent. Put yourself in that mindset to see him, be with him. Not in a sexual way, but I mean be with him as in person form, or in this world, spiritual, astral form, however you want to say it. Questions so far. Casey says, my spirit sketch person does that on a semi-conscious state. Ooh, I like that. There's a bunch of people that they sketch like past lives too. Like they're able to sketch what you used to look like in your past life, or how you died in your past life, or they're able to sketch your actual like spirit that you're with. I always find the people fascinating, and I always want to get in touch with them, but I don't really know any of them that can do that. But I find that amazing that they have that ability, because there's a couple things that I would love to see what they come up with, to see if it's what I've seen here and here too. Hey, no. Anyone want kittens? I got 2 of them for free. Kathy, come take these cats back. I'm not playing with them anymore. Putting the white flag. Tanessa says, need ingredients for that oil. I'll see what yeah. If you guys want it, I can definitely get I have the ingredient. I have it written down, because I actually made this at one of my metaphysical schools that I went to, at my local metaphysical shop when she was in Youngstown. We made this in one of her classes, and I've kept it, one, because it's stunning what it looks like. I mean, just look at that. I've had this for, let's see, COVID was when? Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, technically, 2, 3 years ago. So this was like 2 years prior to that. So about 4 years. This oil is 4 years old. But look how amazing it is. And mine was made with actual vegetable oil. That was the, you know, the base, the carrier on it. It has a bunch of stuff in it. But I can get you it. It's really easy to make. It's so simple. Tie it off with a little bit of string. Get yourself a little charm, talisman, however you want to look at it. Hey! Ronnie says, I believe I have a recipe for astral projection oil that is. Ooh. You want to share? I could really use and add that. Laura says, I used to have mad lucid dreams. And I'm making lavender and chamomile sachet for under my... Ooh, yeah. Lavender and chamomile are a great combination, like, for everything. Anything sleep related, they are fantastic. Even if you put that in a sachet and put like an amethyst, because, you know, amethyst goes with him, or a lapis lazuli also. Put that in a little sachet, tie it off, put it on a pillow. That's your sachet. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Put a, write a little something in your letter because he loves letters. It's really weird. I've never seen a god that loves letters. He loves letters. Put a little letter in it on a little note. Put it in your sachet. Put it underneath the pillow. Bam. Oh, that is so cool, Casey. I love those people. I would love to get a hold of someone like that. Please do, Ronnie. Yes, please do. So, okay. So, does anyone have any questions on Morpheus? Like anything, how you can work with them or how you should work with them, what you should not do? Help me, because I don't know what I've said in this live so far. I forgot. I really have forgot. So, what didn't I cover that you need me to cover about Morpheus? Sorry, my throat was getting dry. Morpheus is fantastic. Like I said, he's a shapeshifter. He'll come to you in any form. Sometimes he'll come to a form that you might not like, but it's something you need to see. If you actually see him in his true form, I've never actually heard of anyone come or see him in his true form. But I'm not surprised if there is someone out there that's seen his true form. Because how would they know that he's a winged beast? You know what I mean? As my lights flicker. Do you all see this or is it just me? Because my lights are flickering right now. I either said something wrong or I said something right. I don't know if I said something wrong. What do you think? Did I say something wrong or did I say something right? You let me know without actually letting me know. Alright. As am I, Casey. Like, because I work with dragons, that beast form doesn't, I'm not worried for it. Like, it doesn't scare me. But I always have this image in my head, and this was before the movie Sandman, or the TV show Sandman. But I've always had this image of what I always thought he looked like. And if me seeing him in his true form, I might sit there and be like, oh, damn, I got it all wrong. But at the same time, my back of my head to be like, why is he showing me his true form? Like, did I do something wrong? Is this that nightmare side of him that I need to see? And usually when you're put in that nightmare side of things, it kind of is not a great thing to feel, because you did something wrong and you need to be shown something. So I really would hate to see that true form also. What other questions, guys? Like I said, Morpheus doesn't live in no shiny kingdom. He lives technically, the land of the dreams is in actually the underworld in Greek mythology. He has no problem showing you what you need to know, but also showing you something you don't want to know, but you need to know. But to get a hold of him, do the work. Don't just close your eyes and be like, hey, help me, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Hey! Oh, Anubis, you and you're going to sleep in the kennel tonight. That's what's going to happen. I'm sorry if I'm yelling, guys. I'm a very loud person. I promise you, it comes with the job territory. It seems like dreams belong in the underworld. I can actually see that, and that is a very debatable type of topic too, because dreams are good and bad, you know what I mean? And the underworld can be good and bad, depending on what type of culture you look at and reality that you follow. Even if you look at the Christianity form things, their underworld is separated for us, heaven and hell kind of thing. I said us, oh my gosh. Separated for Christianity, heaven and hell, but then there's always, hell has 7 layers, and there's 7 forms, and technically hell's not hot, it's actually cold depending on the level you're on, you know. And it's crazy how, you know, different cultures look at things, you know. So if you just look at underworld as a whole, like no matter how you die, your rank, your structure, you're always going to a form of underworld. One side of it's always going to be good, another side's always going to be bad. Even in Norse, it's the same thing, you know. If you're a Viking, you can split into Valhalla, or you can split to go with Freya's side, or you go to actual, you know, to Hell's realm, you know, their form of underworld. So I mean, that's split into three, you know. Two are fantastic, one not so fantastic. It really, I guess it doesn't matter what culture, because there's always good and bad. So just like dreams, good and bad. So again, that doesn't surprise me either. Otherwise, nightmares wouldn't scare you if you were factual. Yes. Tanessa says, that might be why you can't dream of dead loved ones. Can't dream of them. Hold on, my brain's registering. You can't dream of dead loved ones? So like if... Wait, is that a thing? Okay, so now you brought a topic I'm very interested. Okay, ladies, let's discuss this. Is that a thing? Because I thought, I mean, I've dreamt of my biological father before. I've dreamt of my grandfather before. Fortunately, I don't know many other people that I'm that close with that I would dream of, but I've met them in my dreams before. Oh, okay, as much as you like. Okay, I can understand that. That's facts. Then again, I don't think I want to, because my grandfather would give me that grandfather stare of, what did I do wrong, child, helping raise you? And my biological dad would be like, you're fucking crazy. Yes, Dad, I sure am. Just like you. Now, here's the question, and kind of not really off topic, but because it goes with dreams. So, like, I'm going to bring up what Tanessa said, you know, about dead loved ones. Now, has anyone received dreams of someone else's loved ones trying to get a hold of them through their dreams? You know what I mean? Like, they can't communicate. Okay, so if I have Casey's loved one that can't seem to reach her, like she's not answering the phone, hello, what are you doing? I'm trying to get a hold of you, can't get a hold of you. Instead, they get a hold of me to get a hold of her. Has anyone ever had that happen before? Because it kind of goes hand in hand with Tanessa. Sometimes, you know, it's hard to get in touch with your own ancestors or your own past loved ones, but you can easily get through someone else who's perhaps more in tune at that time, or has a stronger connection to Morpheus than someone else would. And Morpheus is trying to throw that at you, like, hey, I'm trying to get you hold. Hello, open the door, answer the phone. You know what I mean? Are you hearing me? You know, kind of thing. So they have to go to someone else to do it. Has anyone had that happen to them before? I'm just very curious. I've seen my husband's mother appear, but she had things to tell me. Okay. But there's still a connection, though. Casey says, I think my in-laws do it with me for my husband. All right. Okay. So it is a thing. It is possible. I like it. Tanessa says, yes, I've dreamt of my friend's mother after she died. Did she give you a message for your friend? Because that's the key, messages. Because Morpheus is also the messenger, too. But he does it through his dreams and nightmares. That's why I like, and this is so fascinating, because Morpheus, you know, he's so, in my opinion, he's so unique, you know? I'm almost done, baby. He's so unique because he is so busy, and he doesn't just sit there on his little throne and watch everyone else do the work for him, or he throws a little fit here or there, or throws a lightning bolt here or there, or, you know, summons a tsunami to wipe out people or places. It doesn't have people meet their untimely death too early, like all the other gods do. Or start wars because they're bored. But he's just busy constantly trying to, help people, in his own weird, messed up, twisted way. And it's just crazy. And then the fact that he doesn't have a wife, like all the other, I never hear of gods not taking a significant other in some form, whether it's the same sex or opposite sex. I've never heard of a god not taking a mate. And it's just like, he's that busy. And, if you think of this, Morpheus has been around for how long? Right? So long. And here we are in 2022, X amount of years, centuries, decades later, and technically he doesn't have a significant other still. Blows my mind, guys. It blows my mind. Aw, I love that, Tanessa. I'm glad she was able to do that. I am glad she was able to do that through you for your friend. It's fantastic. It's very intuitive of you. I love it. But, side rant and all that. But yeah, just things like that. Down. But it's just, I don't know. If you can or if you want, highly recommend trying to work with Morpheus. If you do dream working and stuff, he's fantastic to work with. Just be careful. If you work with Hera also, she's just always trying to get back at Zeus's children. So just be careful. I don't know why I need to say that, but for some reason there might be someone out there that works with Hera and then trying to work with Morpheus. I'm just saying be careful because Morpheus has been used enough by Hera. The poor god needs a break. Laura says, what if everyone has been his lover in the darkness? Well, I did say wife. He hasn't taken a wife. He might have lovers. I can see it. But remember, he's not the beautiful god like Apollo, and he's not the handsome devil of, Poseidon and Zeus. He's a beast, technically. Because the Oniri are spirits in a form of the dreams, like there are dreams. So he's technically not the handsome god of Apollo, as I always like to say. But it's very possible because he can shapeshift and he can look like anyone else. But that's more of Asmodeus. That's more of the trickiness, the demon, the Goetia demon that likes to transcend and transition himself into flirtatious human to get, people to do his, fun tasks. But that's live on another day. Gracie says, I wonder when she said, be with him, give me an idea about his activities. I wonder if the siblings have mates. That's a great question. Phobia and Phantom. I never really looked. That would be something. That's fair. That is fair, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. I think I talked your ear off for the night. trying to think if there's anything else I forgot. Nope, not that I can think of. Did I forget anything, guys? Anyone that does work with Morpheus, of course. But if you do have something, just go ahead and drop in the comments. Thanks, Casey. But I'm going to take care of the youngest because he's trying to get my attention, I see, once again. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to get a hold of me. I have worked with Morpheus before, but I don't work at it. I have not worked with him in a very dedicated state. He's not one of my patrons. He's one of the gods that I kind of work with on the side. So it's more of a, I respect him. And I ask him for, advice mostly, but nothing that I've worked heavy into it. So those that do decide to work heavy into it, enjoy. If you work with dreams, he's fantastic, which we already established. I also think, hear me out, because I know not everyone works with the more, darker side of things or the left-handed path side of things. But if you, called upon him to do some type of karma spell and you send it to someone through their nightmares, he would not be a bad one to summon either, or call. As in, you can hex through dreams. You can hex through nightmares. Side note. It's not all about love and light, right? All right. Well, oh, yay. Love you all. All right, guys. I will, Mom. Nenny says she loves you.
Love her.
Luki says, love you. He needs chapstick. His lips are chapped, I can see. Go get some chapstick. Oh, you want to say hi? Go say hi. Your turn. All right. See, I'm not the only one that thought that, Ronnie. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a blessed night, morning, afternoon, depending on what time it is for you guys. But I hope you guys enjoy the live. And I will see you guys in January for Osmodius Live. And I'm going to tell you right now, I work with Osmodius a lot. So, hope you're ready. And we might do something a little on the side. Hey, settle down.
Here's a chapstick.
Okay, well, I have some in my purse, so hold on. So, I hope you guys are ready. Ronnie says, get better.
Who's Ronnie?
A friend of mine.
Hi.
All right. Well, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for hanging out with me. Bye.